Nearly 3 years after ChatGPT's public debut, the evolution of LLM interfaces has reached a whole new level. From OpenAI's ChatGPT to Google's Gemini and Anthropic's Claude, these platforms are no longer just chatbot toys. They've matured into serious productivity tools. Interfaces have become more intuitive and customizable, offering users everything from multimodal input support to interactive prompts, voice commands, and chained workflows. A key development has been the blurred lines between programming and natural language prompting. Non-coders can now achieve what once required engineering know-how. Tools like N8N have stepped into this space, offering visual no-code interfaces that let users piece together LLM-powered apps. Whether it's self-hosted automation or simple task flows, this approach enables faster development and experimentation for anyone, especially people who don't write code but want powerful results. Other platforms like Lindy have also gained traction by giving users simple building blocks to create useful LLM tools. Now Google has thrown its hat in the ring with a new contender, Opal. Developed under Google Labs, Opal is the tech giant's response to the growing demand for LLM-based workflow tools. For context, Google Labs is the team behind Notebook LM, the semi-RAG-style note-taking and web summarizing assistant that's become a quiet success over the last couple of years. Originally, parts of Notebook LM, especially the podcasting voice interaction, were supposed to launch as a standalone app called Gen FM. But as development progressed, Google folded those features into Notebook LM, leading to a more holistic experience. Following that same ethos, Opal enters as a public preview tool aimed at making LLM app development accessible without requiring programming knowledge. Though it's still limited to US users, unless you're using a VPN, Opal opens the door to a new wave of lightweight AI apps by letting users chain together prompt-based actions. Think of it like building your own smart assistant one block at a time. You tell Opal what you want, like writing a blog post, summarizing a web page, or generating images. And it builds a visual map of connected tasks using Google's Gemini models and other internal tools. What makes Opal different from its competitors is the built-in access to Google's suite of AI resources. Gemini 2.5, Flash, Gemini 2.5 Pro, and even image generation models like Image Gen 4 are all integrated. For example, a user might build a blog post generator by simply prompting Opal with a topic and an intended reader persona. The app then pulls in recent web research, creates an outline using one Gemini model, writes the blog content with another, and generates a custom banner image using AI, all in one automated flow. Each step is visually editable. Users can modify prompts, choose different models, and change inputs dynamically. Even more, Opal supports chaining user inputs across multiple stages of the workflow. In a hands-on test, adding a second input like a reader persona, e.g., an IT worker who wants more automation in their job, allowed the tool to tailor its research, tone, and visual style accordingly. This flexibility makes Opal more than just a toy. It becomes a sandbox for creators to prototype ideas, test content, and even build production-level micro-apps on the fly. It's an environment where the line between end user and developer fades away, powered entirely by natural language and a drag-and-drop interface. One of the most compelling aspects of Opal is how it enables real-time customization of each workflow component. For instance, once the app builds a basic blog post generator, users can go back in and swap out models, switching from Gemini 2.0 Flash to Gemini 2.5 Pro for better content generation, or upgrading the image generation from a simpler model to Image Gen 4 for higher visual fidelity. Each node in the workflow can be edited manually, giving users a level of precision that's rare in no-code tools. This creates a powerful feedback loop. You test something, tweak it, and rerun it immediately to see the new results. And if you're designing for a specific audience, like an IT professional focused on automation, you can feed that reader persona into multiple parts of the flow. The research will then pull from relevant sources, the outline will emphasize the right angles, and the blog copy will hit the tone that resonates with that demographic. Opal doesn't just make LLM workflows, it allows personalized experiences at scale. This is especially important for content creators, marketers, researchers, and educators who need customized outputs quickly without having to touch Python or JavaScript. Digging deeper, Opal also lets users remix existing templates, providing a fast track for building useful tools without starting from scratch. The gallery includes pre-built apps for social media content, YouTube learning summaries, product research tools, and more. Users can open any of these and immediately begin modifying them, adjusting steps, adding inputs, or rearranging the structure to suit their specific needs. In one case, the demo walks through creating a literature review tool based on uploaded RXIV papers. The user simply tells Opal, in plain language, "I want a tool that reviews RXIV papers and finds related articles," and the system constructs a full workflow with inputs for paper URLs and review topics. It builds nodes to parse the paper, extract metadata, search for related work, and even generate written summaries. This demonstrates how Opal handles more complex logic chains, including multiple inputs, conditionals, and iterative outputs. And even when the AI gets it slightly wrong, like mistakenly including a get weather node, it's easy to remove or edit without breaking the rest of the chain. You're not forced to rebuild everything from scratch. That kind of user-friendly flexibility is critical when iterating on experimental tools or rapidly prototyping ideas. Another game-changing feature is the ability to plug into Google's broader AI ecosystem. Since Google controls both the back-end models and many of the auxiliary services like search, image gen, audio LM, etc., Opal acts like a bridge between them. Let's say you want to make a podcast generator. You can feed in a topic, ask Gemini to create a script, generate a matching image, then pass the script to audio LM to convert it into natural-sounding speech. Suddenly, you've built a full multimedia asset pipeline with zero code. That kind of creative empowerment is massive for solo creators, small teams, or anyone trying to scale content production without building a dev stack. Plus, with triggers being mentioned toward the end of the video, such as activating flows based on external actions like form submissions, Slack messages, or calendar events, there's a clear pathway for Opal to become the backbone of automated workflows and business processes. We're looking at the early stages of what could evolve into a Google-native Zapier replacement, fused with AI generation capabilities that extend far beyond anything traditional automation platforms can do. What really sets Opal apart is its potential to shift how individuals and teams interact with large language models on a daily basis. Unlike older frameworks that required hours of setup or deep technical knowledge, Opal works more like a creative playground, where you describe what you want, and the tool builds a skeleton that you can refine. This drastically lowers the barrier to entry for non-technical users who want to harness AI without needing to learn how to code. But it doesn't stop there. For those who do have technical skills, Opal becomes a rapid prototyping tool where workflows can be exported, studied, or eventually turned into more robust software. You can inspect every step of the process, from which model was used to what prompts were passed to it. This makes Opal especially useful for educators, prompt engineers, and early-stage founders who want to build AI-enabled products fast. And because the tool is still in its early preview phase, Google is likely testing the waters for future integrations with Workspace, Android, and other enterprise tools. Imagine workflows that not only write content or create banners, but also schedule the posts, notify your team, or plug directly into a company's internal systems, all triggered from natural language commands. Even more exciting is how Opal fits into the larger picture of AI democratization. By giving people the ability to build smart workflows from scratch or remix existing templates with a few clicks, Opal empowers users to move from consumers of AI to creators with AI. It encourages experimentation and iteration. You don't need to understand the difference between a tokenizer and an embedding layer to create something valuable. You just need an idea and a few prompts. For creators building newsletters, podcasters designing episode flows, researchers summarizing academic papers, or marketers building multi-format campaigns, Opal is a game changer. And with Google's ecosystem behind it, the infrastructure is likely to remain stable and scalable. The integration of tools like Gemini's latest models, Advanced search capabilities and image audio generation in one place means fewer third-party dependencies and better performance. Whether you're automating repetitive work, prototyping AI products, or just curious about what's possible, Opal feels like a glimpse into the future of no-code AI tooling. It bridges the gap between creative thinking and technical execution in a way that's accessible to almost everyone. For now, access to Opal remains limited to US users under Google Labs' preview program, but workarounds like VPNs and region switching may allow early access. If this tool follows the path of Notebook LM, it's likely to see frequent updates, new integrations, and eventually global availability. The fact that Opal already includes so many advanced AI capabilities suggests that Google is serious about turning this into a flagship productivity tool. And with the trend of triggered agents, workflows that start automatically based on real-world events, gaining momentum, Opal could easily evolve into something much more powerful than a simple prompt chaining tool. It's an ecosystem for idea execution at scale. If you've been hesitant to explore AI tools because they felt too complex or time-consuming, Opal is the perfect place to start. And for advanced users, it's a great environment to build and test before investing in a full-coded solution. Whether you're automating research, content creation, or just trying to save time, Opal is opening doors, so don't sleep on it. Try it out, experiment, and see how far you can push it. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into cutting-edge AI tools, make sure to subscribe, share this video, hit that like button, and drop your thoughts in the comments below.